President Buhari New Year message charges Nigerians to resist attempts by politicians to disrupt 2023 elections. Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel meets Wike amid PDP crisis. 339 died from road accidents in Ogun. And lastly, Morocco to ban arrivals from China over COVID surge. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Martia Umar. Compliment of the season to you. Now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari has charged Nigerians to resist attempts by politicians to disrupt the 2023 general elections. The president in his New Year message also urged citizens to play their part in ensuring that next year's general elections are free, fair and credible. While restating his administration's commitment to conducting free and fair elections, Buhari said the collective electoral will and votes of Nigerians will be fulfilled even if in the twilight moment of his administration. According to the president, his government approved its commitment to the nation's democratic ideals by signing the amended Electoral Act that will guarantee credible polls. He described 2023 as an important year for Africa's most populous nation because Nigerians will go to the polls to elect credible leaders. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, his deputy Ahmed Idris Wase, and the House Minority Leader Ndudi Elumelu have greeted Nigerians as they celebrate New Year 2023. They sent their felicitation and greetings in separate statements on Saturday. Gbajabiamila, in a statement by his Special Advisor Media and Publicity, Lanre Lasisi, congratulated Nigerians for witnessing the New Year 2023, adding that he is optimistic about the opportunities and possibilities that lie ahead and urged Nigerians to remain resolute and determined as a people. Similarly, the Deputy Speaker, in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary, Umar Muhammad Puma, who urged Nigerians not to despair in spite of challenges facing the country, called on them to have faith in their leaders and continue to pray for them at all levels for the wisdom to lead right. On his part, the House Minority Leader Ndudi Elumelu congratulated Nigerians on the dawning of the new year 2023 and urged them to further unite, brace up and forge a formidable front in the determination to rescue a nation from oppressive forces. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has disclosed that his relationship with Governor Udom Emmanuel of Akwa Ibom State has not diminished despite their political differences. The Rivers State Governor stressed that ideally politics should never be allowed to create unwarranted friction between brothers. Governor Wike stated this after a private meeting with Governors Samuel Otom of Benue State and Udom Emmanuel of Akwa Ibom State at his private residence in Romumikom, Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State.
It is natural that a meeting between Governor Emmanuel, who is the chairman of the People's Democratic Party Presidential Campaign Council, and two members of the G5 governors would raise speculations that this was about the crisis in the party. But the Rivers State Governor says the meeting was completely devoid of politics.
Governor Tom and I and some of my colleagues traveled, and Governor Tom, when he heard he was coming, I would say collective weight as let us all bit. Private relationship politics is not what should divide brothers and divide friends. Everybody knows my relationship with Udom, and we'll continue to maintain that relationship. We may have different political affiliation or thinking. That should not, divide or create the brotherly love or create a gap. So, like he said, all of the spirit of the birth of Christ and going to a new year, they need to continue with that relationship as brothers and friends.
The visiting governors were also quick to dismiss speculations that this was a political visit.
This is the season of love. within this period, if you don't actually demonstrate that love, love not shown is love wasted. So I think that's what we are trying to demonstrate. Brotherly love, friendship, and then in the spirit of the season, we must visit one another. I think that's all I have to say for now.
We're going to go to 2023. And we shared among ourselves how can we best add value to our government, how can we best add value to our people, how can we do things that we help add value to our country, Nigeria. And if there are any issues in the past which we have done wrong, we look at it and say, look, let's forgive one another and move forward.
The meeting is coming a day after the Rivers State governor dared the party and insisted on endorsing another presidential candidate.
And amid speculation over Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike's preferred presidential candidate in the 2023 elections, his Sokoto State counterpart Governor Aminu Tambuwal says the party has lawful avenues of dealing with erring members since his emergence as the PDP presidential candidate earlier this year. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has faced apathy from 5 PDP governors under the aegis of the G5 for Integrity Group, who are insisting that the PDP National Chairman Iyorchia Ayu, a northerner, must resign. Responding to allegations of meetings being held with the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress APC, Bola Tinubu, Wike said on Friday that he and his allies in the G5 had not struck a deal with any presidential candidate ahead of the next year's election. However, Tambuwal sent a word of warning to the Rivers governor and others allegedly planning to go against the interests of the PDP. According to a statement by Tambuwal's media advisor, Muhammad Bello, the People's Democratic Party PDP will respond to the antics of the G5 governors who are currently being speculated to be in a political alliance with the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And still on political matters, the Labour Party Bauchi State Chapter has inaugurated a 47-member presidential campaign council in the state with Reverend Joshua Ray Maina and Dr. Abubakar Abdurrahman as state coordinator and chairman, respectively. Also inaugurated are a total of 123 state and local government coordinators. Speaking during the inauguration at the LP Secretariat in Bauchi, Chairman of the party in the state, Barrister Hussaini Saraki, urged the members of the campaign council to work together for the success of the party in the forthcoming election. And Nasarawa State Police Command says they have arrested 810 suspected criminals in the state from January to December 2022. State Commissioner of Police Mayaki Muhammad Baba disclosed this at a press briefing to present the command's achievement for 2022 in Lafia. Abubakar Abdullahi sent in this report as presented from our studio.
The Nasarawa State Police Commissioner Mayaki Muhammad Baba, while giving the breakdown of the arrested suspects, said their offenses included armed robbery, kidnapping, cultism, rape, among other sundry offenses.
The command from January to December 2022 has recorded remarkable achievements in its fight against criminality. Below are the summary. Number of armed robbery suspects arrested, 136. Number of suspect kidnappers arrested, 112. Number of firearms recovered, 44. Number of live ammunition recovered, 704. Number of motorcycles recovered, 6. Number of vehicles recovered, 5. Number of cultists arrested, 138. Number of rape suspects arrested, 59. Suspects arrested for other sundry offenses are 365.
He added that exhibits such as 600,000 naira cash, 44 firearms, 704 live ammunition, 6 motorcycles and 5 vehicles were recovered from the suspects. The Nasarawa police boss explained that 374 of the suspects were charged to court, while 23 of them were convicted for their offenses. He further said among the arrested suspects were cultists from tertiary institutions who came to the Federal University Lafia to initiate orders.
Some of them are students of University of Lafia. Some are from other institutions. They came to this place, Lafia University, to carry out initiation. So they are from various institutions, not only Lafia, but Lafia happened to be the coordinator. He's from Lafia University, who invited those students from other various universities to come for initiation. There is a existing cultists known as Black Axe, and some other cultists are also in existence. So far, so good. We are still investigating, and we know very well that if they are well involved, if they are involved, definitely we follow the due process of the law.
Mohammed Baba also added that investigations for the remaining cases were ongoing, while the suspects would be charged to court when completed. The Commissioner of Police attributed the success recorded by the command to the support by members of the public, traditional rulers, other security agencies, and the media.
And to road matters, the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has disclosed that no fewer than 339 lives were lost in various road accidents across Ogun State from January till date. The state sector commander of FRSC, Ahmed Umar, disclosed this during a special intervention sensitization campaign on gridlock and crash-prone held at Cornwall Junction, Magboro access on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Umar stated that 935 road traffic crashes were recorded across the state, saying that the crashes claimed the lives of 339 people, while FRSC rescued 2,359 others with various degrees of injuries to nearby hospitals. The FRSC boss cautioned motorists against speeding and dangerous driving, saying that a lot of accidents were avoidable. The zonal commanding officer of FRSC RS2.2, Peter Kibo, represented by the Deputy Corps Marshal Lasisi Ogundele, said that challenges encountered were mostly Okada riders and vehicle driving against traffic. He also stressed that some pedestrians who failed to use the footbridge also cause road accidents. You're watching Trust TV News updates. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at how news stock harvest is affecting prices in some northern markets. Details of this report and more after the break. Stay with us.
Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Before we proceed, a look at our top stories again. We told you earlier that President Buhari in his New Year message charges Nigerians to resist attempts by politicians to disrupt 2023 elections. And Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel meets Wike amid PDP crisis. And moving on to more stories, the presidency on Saturday said a one-hour documentary on President Muhammadu Buhari will air on Sunday, January 1, 2023 and Monday, January 2, 2023. According to a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, the documentary titled Essential Muhammadu Buhari is a film portrait of the president chronicling his life and philosophy told in his own words and by some members of his family, friends and associates. Essential Muhammadu Buhari will be shown on channels TV, TVC, NTA, Arise and Trust TV. The documentary is scheduled to air on Trust TV from 6 to 7 p.m. on January 2nd, that is 2023, and the presidential spokesperson stated that the documentary will also show on YouTube. Prices of food, stuff and perishable goods are relatively falling down in some markets in northern Nigeria following arrival of new stock harvested from the farms recently. Abbas Ibrahim Dalibi was at Janguza market and observed that prices are low when compared with other markets. The report.
Janguza Market is a village market located along Kano-Gorzo Road, some 25 kilometers from Kano City. The market, open twice in a week, attracts customers from villages and some neighboring states, just as it attracts customers from Kano City. The market is close to Janguza Barracks, few meters away from the new site of Bayero University. Yaulawal Kuka Sheka is a truck driver who conveys perishable goods from the neighboring Malumfashi town in Katsina State to Janguza Market. The market is vital to economic growth of many rural areas. He wants the state government to improve its standard. Sharif Nasalga, a film producer who patronized the market, told Trust TV that people from the city go to the market largely due to the low price of items in the market. Kabiru Yusuf, a broadcast journalist who patronizes the market all the way from Upper Wambai quarters in Kano metropolis, said the price of food commodities are more affordable here when compared to other markets in the city.
Normally, I live at Upper Wambai quarters, so I used to come here at Janguza Market to buy food items. Why? Because the food items here are so affordable, are so cheap compared to other markets. As I came here today, I bought chickens, I bought some more grains, I bought some other tomatoes, pepper, and some other vegetables.
Masoud Ilyasu, who sells grains in Janguza Market, attributes the lower prices of some food commodities to the harvest period. According to Abba Wakilin Dukia, Janguza Market has impacted the lives of Kano people, and hence the government should provide basic amenities in the market.
The market is a little bit far, but not that far from the town. But you know, anything that's cheaper is used to make us come, even if it is far.
The price of food commodities that decreased recently are grains and poultry products, and was said to be due to the harvesting period and Harmattan season, while the prices of perishable goods like tomatoes, peppers and onions skyrocket. From Kano, Abbas Ibrahim Alibi, Trust TV.
As Nigerians continue to feel the impact of the dwindling economy across the country, analysts are worried about the fall in the living standard of many Nigerians. The economic indicators seem very disturbing in some states, as many states are grappling with high unemployment rate, debt and general poverty. Bello Musa in this report examines what Kaduna State government is doing to finance the 2023 budget despite the economic woes.
The persistent increase in unemployment across the country has continued to fuel insecurity, youth restiveness, low output, and slow economic growth. Many states across the country are grappling with huge debt, while paying salaries have become a Herculean task. The question often asked by experts is how Kaduna State finances her budget in view of the scarce resources and huge debt.
I gave a breakdown of our revenue profile and where we're expecting these funds. We have continued to grow our IGR, which is really critical to the funding of our budget in the state. And this year we hope to do much better with that also. We have been able to block a lot of leakages.
The Kaduna State budget for 2023 is tagged Budget of Continuous Growth and Development. The education sector has the highest allocation of 29%, while health is 16.5% of the total budget. The concerns of many stakeholders is how the state government intends to implement the budget.
The 2023 budget, called the Budget of Continuous Growth and Development, epitomizes continuity of development while strategizing on minimizing economic shocks occasioned by the unintended effects of policy reforms. The budget is focused on cushioning the negative effects by prioritizing human capital and social development and the completion of ongoing projects with a view to consolidating the achievements of the past 7 years that would enable a smooth transition of government.
The Kaduna State government says the budget is geared toward funding critical infrastructure across the state, improving citizens' well-being, and also retain economic competitiveness. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
And away from Kaduna State, oil bunkering in Nigeria has continued to hamper with the stability of the oil sector, resulting in the consistent inability to meet with the OPEC quota. According to data released earlier this year by the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, NEITI, 272.2 million barrels were lost to criminal activities, translating to over 3,038 trillion naira lost in just 1 year. In order to mitigate these huge losses, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited is partnering with local security and the Nigerian military. Chamunda Beng reports from Delta State.
Security forces have followed the trail to an illegal storage facility near Age, not too far from the Trans-Ramos pipeline's right-of-way. There they have found an unpropelled barge that was alternately loading crude oil and illegally refined automotive gas oil. The barge, Brighton 1, is undocumented and unregistered with the correct maritime authorities. Aboard the vessel, 4 suspects were apprehended. The suspects include the marine engineer who oversaw the loading and discharge operations for the Brighton 1, the skipper of the wooden tugboat, the ship controller who provided logistics and supplies for the Brighton 1, and the driver of the speedboat who was delivering supplies. 2 of the suspects were, however, able to jump ship, while the other 2 who were still in custody claimed to have no prior knowledge of any illegal activities.
Namaga sent me a message. Christopher, I sent me make I tell the barge for our work about the diesel barge and the crude oil. As I reached there, I say, what did they say now? Diesel barge and crude oil. And I say, this work they don't ban them on. Say yes, they don't ban them, but they settle people to do the job for them. They say it's settle about the community, ag people and the Tantita people. So it's settled there. Now, Tantita people now say arrest me.
I've never been doing this business. I'm a speedboat driver, so I'm on of a boat, and I saw 4. I told me that he wants to buy something and to go and give workers on the barge, so I took him there. When I was coming back, that's when they arrested.
The illegally obtained crude oil was being discharged into a foreign-owned ship, the name and ownership of which is still unknown.
We placed a lot of intelligence on the maritime activities of these illegal ships in Nigerian waters. And due to the restriction of the areas we have to operate, we can't go too far out, so we can only lay ambush for them within our jurisdiction. They got a locally made tug to push them deep into the bush, where they loaded AGO, illegally refined, and at the same time got their pipelines to take crude. Upon investigation, we discovered that 4 of the holds had contained illegal hydrocarbons, some crude, some AGO, illegally refined. Was sometimes the big players in this game, they don't want to come, and when these smaller boys they use tend to exert some fear and whatever, they tend to give them false sense of courage that they've settled army, they've settled this, they've settled that, which is not true. They're just taking a chance. And it just didn't work out for them, unfortunately.
It was estimated by the security agents that there was a 210,000 to 300,000 liters of automotive gas, AGO, on board the Brighton 1 without a metering device. The barge was immediately set ablaze by fire experts. From the creeks of Delta State, Chamun Dabeng, Trust TV News.
And on the international scene, starting from January 3, Morocco will restrict people arriving from China, regardless of their nationalities, in order to avert any wave of coronavirus infections. Many countries have imposed ban on travelers from China due to a recent spike in COVID-19 cases. Thousands of tourists visit Morocco from China every year, usually traveling on flights that come through the Gulf. In an abrupt change of policy, China has begun dismantling the world's strictest COVID regime of lockdowns and extensive testing, putting its battered economy on course for a complete reopening. And this is much we can take on the news update at this hour. For more, follow us across all our social media platforms. On behalf of the news crew, I am Martia Umar. Happy New Year.